time now to return to the sacred city, the fallen city of Magna Bonum. This is a game between the Space Marines and the Eldar. The Eldar player is a guy that I'm going to refer to as ABA. And the Space Marine player I'm not too sure of. The spectators in this game actually refer to him as Catch. His actual nickname is written out Happy Birthday to You, which seems like a joke, so I'm not really going to refer to him as that. But we've got Space Marines versus Eldar nonetheless. The Eldar have got the very sort of greenish color scheme going on here. And the Space Marines have, looks like they've modified a bit of a black color scheme. As you can see, the skull, big skull up on the banner there. Bit of a custom theme, but nonetheless, Space Marines going for a pretty standard opening here, but the Eldar, looks like we've got 2 Guardian squads out already, and take a look at the base. That's double plasma generator opening with a 3rd Guardian squad, so very oriented to Guardians this, and I can't see an aspect portal going up at all, so it looks to be a heavily emphasized Guardian opener. And I'm very interested to see what Ava does with this, because I don't really see this very often. In fact, it may be more of a map-specific strategy that we're seeing here. Looking at the Space Marine side, we've got a 1st Tactical Squad going out. Both the Tactical Squad and the Scout heading across the bridge. By the way, this map, as I began the commentary by saying, is Fallen City. And it is a map that's dominated by the 2 bridges crossing the river, and those are the only 2 ways of getting across to your opponent's side of the map. And we'll see that being played out a bit more later. But look at this first offensive here by the Space Marines. We've got the 1st Tactical Squad and Scout Squad going through and actually preventing the Guardians from capturing that first point. So nice move by them. We still haven't got an aspect portal for the Eldar yet, but the Guardians have been reinforced fairly heavily. And over at the western side of the map, we've got a Guardian squad which has entered the enemy territory. So it's kind of like both players are sending on squads to the opposing sides of the map. But the Space Marines are doing it better because they've got a listening post up here. As you can see, the Guardians aren't going to be able to destroy that very quickly. But on the other hand, the Space Marines managed to decapture an Eldar point on their side of the map, on the Eldar territory. So listening posts again going down. Maybe this is the Eldar strategy here, to get as many listening posts up as possible before going into the aspect portal and further tech into the Soul Shrine. We'll have to keep an eye out on that. Over at the Space Marine side of the map, we've got a single Guardian squad taking on 2 mobs of scouts. Looks like we've got Catch here engaging here with the Space Marine scouts, 1 squad of them at least, and firing upon them with the other squad. Good tactic here if you've got 2 squads and you're up against a unit like Guardians. Good idea. And taking the relic on Aba's side of the map. So the Space Marines are actually securing that one. So very nice way to harass the Eldar economy, really making them pay for not getting any decent troops early on, I guess. But we'll see how that goes. We haven't got an armory yet for the Space Marines. And finally, there's the aspect portal. It's just flickering into life, as you can see. We've got something building. It's probably going to be Dark Reapers or Rangers. Maybe a Farseer, but I really doubt it. In this sort of matchup, you want to either get some Dark Reapers out quick, but preferably Rangers. Although I feel like it might be a bit too late for Rangers. Might be a bit late for Rangers, because the Space Marine player is in a position where he can get a Skull Probe up anytime he likes. So once that Skull Probe is there to detect the Ranger, they'll be significantly less effective. But looking over here at the East Bridge, we've got 2 squads of scouts heading for it, as well as the Space Marine Tactical Squad, all blazing with their skull-faced shoulder pads. And indeed, by the sounds of it, that was a Ranger squad being produced by Ava. So over at the west side, we've actually got the Eldar heading through the Guardians, but on the east side, the Rangers are protecting the bridge. Sorry, the Rangers are protecting this side of the bridge from the Space Marines heading across, and he's got an upgraded listening post as well. So I think these 3 squads of Space Marines are not going to be able to make it through. 2 squads of scouts and 1 squad of tacticals, of course. But we'll see. And what is Catch doing with this squad? He's getting his morale broken, getting guys picked off. He's got no reason for that group of guys to be there. So it'll be better if he just headed back, because he can't really assault that Eldar position with the Rangers in combination with that listening post there. And over at the western side, I think those Guardians were just there to capture the critical objective. Yes, they are. Here they are. And that's all that's going on. So at this point, Eldar have secured their side of the map. And here's the Soul Shrine. Got a plasma generator going up as well. So finally, Aber is getting into the tech game. No doubt, Catch is probably going for a tier 2 upgrade at this point. Getting another couple of plasma generators to power his way through to the mid game. Very, very good time to get plasma generators right before you hit tier 2, because that's obviously when you need the most power. And Rangers just camping out, making sure that nothing crosses the bridge. Fairly decent place for them, especially given that it doesn't look like Abe's bothered to upgrade the... oh yes he did, yeah, he did upgrade the range infiltration. But no point sort of going in and trying to make use of it, given that the Space Marines can get a scout probe. And did you notice the explosion there? I believe that was Abe using plasma grenades. A rare ability which Guardians can use, but most people don't upgrade it because they don't rely on Guardians at the start of the game. But because Abe's gone for three Guardian squads, plasma grenades were a bit more of a logical choice. You really want to tech the units that you've got in a real-time strategy game, and that's what he's done. Just having a look at the Space Marine side of the map. As you saw, Space Marines have upgraded sniper rifles for their scouts. Very good upgrade. Turns the scouts from being pretty much dead paperweight kind of units into very, very deadly units, which can snipe units, get kills very quickly, and do massive morale damage. But let's take a look at the overall map position here. The Eldar are actually posturing to head over the bridge at the west, while the Space Marines are actually collectively gathering all of their forces here over the east. So it's possible that we'll see both players enter the opponent's territory at different locations. But according to the minimap, as the Space Marines head over this bridge here, the Eldar are sending some of their forces back around to deal with it. Meanwhile, only leaving the Rangers to harass the Space Marines over at the west. So very tactical stuff, this. But we're going to have to wait to see how this really plays out. It's going to be hard to tell. We've got an armory going down here, so about time. The Space Marine probably hit tier 2 and really wants to get some upgrades here. Tactical squad taking that critical objective, but again, the plasma grenades knocking down the tactical squads. We've got a triple threat here with Guardians. They're just removing the fleet of foot right now and getting some shots off. But in a prolonged firefight, they're not going to win this, especially with the scouts in the background getting ready to snipe them with rifles. So again, the Guardians forced to retreat, and there's that skull probe, so the Rangers can be detected, but there's no units to shoot the Rangers, so they're fine for now. Looks like this armory is just about done. Still haven't seen. Here I was just about to say still haven't seen tier 2, but here's tier 2 from the Eldar. Well, not tier 2 for the Eldar, but higher tech. I mean, you can get a support portal before you hit tier 2 as Eldar, but here's the first Falcon, so support portal's going up. Now is the point in time where the Eldar has an opportunity to tech to tier 2 if he wants to. But and the thermoplasma generator has been taken for the Eldar. That is not the case for the Space Marines, so the Eldar are going to be way ahead in terms of plasma generation power later on. The Space Marines still really looking to get into tier 2 and get some anti-vehicle stuff happening. Now that he's got the armory, he should be able to make enough rocket launchers to deal with that Falcon pretty easily. But the Falcon is going to be very useful for mobility on this map. If you want, I just heard the sound there, the sound cue for Fire Dragons being produced. So probably we'll see some Fire Dragons in combination of that Falcon if Ava is knowing what he's doing. And here comes the Space Marine response with the power generation. Thermoplasma generator going down on his side of the map, just in that little location next to the bridge. These generators are on either side of the bridge, right in the smack bang in the center of the map. And you can't see what's firing here because I'm not on the Space Marine view, but there are a bunch of Space Marine scouts there which have upgraded infiltration, which tells us the Space Marine player is in tier 2 at the moment. You can see the shadows just scampering across the map, and there's their flag. That's a Space Marine scout invisible right now, putting that up. Looking at the Space Marine squad here, we've got an upgrade plus, you see their shoulder pad skulls are shining. That means that they've got +1 bionics, means their armor's been increased, but they've got heavy bolters. Not really the best choice against vehicles, but good against Eldar in general. So that makes sense for him getting heavy bolters.
The laughing god's faithful.
Oh, and a Harlequin. You guys can't see this, but I'm just listening to the cues here. And we have got a Falcon. It has loaded up with a squad of units, and here comes the Falcon right now, heading over the West Bridge straight into the the Space Marine base. And we're going to drop a group of Fire Dragons right next to that listening post. They're going to start blasting it, and the Fire Dragon's so good at sniping this post. There it is now. You can see the red bar just being demolished. And, oh, brilliant stuff here by Ava. Space Marines heading in to respond, but looks like the Eldar are going to be about to decapture this point and temporarily just reduce the Space Marine economy by a little bit, and here we have a Chaplain coming in to respond. Oh, and the Harlequin has showed up just to do a little bit of disruption there with the Space Marines, but the Space Marines are not going to be able to compete with this triple group of squads, plus the double group of scouts in here in the foreground that you can't see because I haven't switched over the Eldar, the Space Marine view yet. Might just do that now, so you can sort of see them. Yeah, here they are. There's the scout squads. And the Space Marines are starting to tech up a bit, starting to get upgrades really kicking in. We've got rocket launchers ready, and so with that little pesky Eldar attack here, it's time for the Space Marines to retaliate here by heading into the western side, crossing the bridge there. The Eldar are coming in response, but we've still only got Guardians. This is a single Viper jet bike. Momentarily forgot what it was called, but it is indeed a Viper. We've got scouts firing at the Falcon. That's not going to do too much damage. And